On a bridge, a severely injured and battle-hardened mercenary, Tyler Rake, is caught in a ruthless firefight fending for his life when he gets shot and falls to the ground. All of a sudden, we're hurled into a flashback to Mumbai, India, where we meet Ovi Mahajan Jr., the teenage son of a formidable Indian drug lord who's currently incarcerated. Despite his father's dangerous reputation, Ovi's life seems relatively normal until an ominous night at a club where he's abducted by men disguised as police officers. These men are revealed to work for Amir Asif, the biggest drug lord in Bangladesh, and a sworn rival of Ovi's father. We're then introduced to Saju Rav, the trusted lieutenant of Ovi's father. Saju visits Mahajan Sr. in prison, bearing the grim news of Ovi's abduction. Mahajan issues an ultimatum: recover Ovi, or risk the life of Saju's own son. Driven by this life-threatening deadline, Saju finds himself shouldering the nearly impossible task of infiltrating Asif's compound and extracting Ovi. At this juncture, we cross over to the rugged landscape of Kimberley, Australia, where we meet our damaged mercenary, Tyler Rake. Amid a friendly gathering, he showcases his fearlessness with a leap from a cliff, causing his friends to worry. Back home, his confidant, Nick Khan, lays out a risky assignment before him, a complicated extraction job in Bangladesh. Despite Nick's concerns about his self-destructive tendencies, Tyler accepts the job, claiming he's motivated by the financial reward. Together, Tyler and Nick set off to Dhaka, Bangladesh, where they coordinate with their team and gather intel for the operation. Tyler, assuming the role of a negotiator, meets with the kidnappers, demanding Ovi's ransom. However, he refuses to hand over the money until he's shown that Ovi is unharmed. Spotting an unloaded gun aimed at his head, he remains unfazed and finally gets to see Ovi, bound but alive. Assisted by his team, Tyler launches an audacious offensive against the kidnappers, sparing only a child soldier whom he implores to leave the violent path. Following his violent rampage, Tyler frees Ovi, triggering a high-octane escape from the building. Elsewhere, Asif brutally punishes his henchmen, hurling them off a roof until one of them confesses to stealing his money. A young boy named Farhad takes the blame, and Asif, impressed by his cunning, spares him from further harm. However, the moment of respite is interrupted by the news of Ovi's escape. In response, Asif orders a citywide lockdown, severely heightening the stakes for Tyler and Ovi. With Ovi in his custody, Tyler records a proof-of-life video and navigates his way towards the extraction point. However, upon reaching the command headquarters, Nick and the team realize they've been double-crossed. The promised funds are nowhere to be seen. Simultaneously, their team members waiting at the extraction point are ambushed and killed by the Bangladeshi police, who had descended upon the extraction point. As chaos ensues, Tyler and Ovi are forced to flee. At this point, Saju reappears, beckoning Ovi to come with him. Ovi shows the desire to go with Saju, but Tyler intervenes, throwing a grenade and whisking Ovi away. Ovi insists that Saju works for his father, but the situation reeks of suspicion for Tyler. What follows is a nail-biting car chase through the winding streets of Dhaka. Despite being pursued by both Asif's men and Saju, Tyler manages to evade capture, although the path to the extraction point becomes even more complicated. The chase ends at a crowded city market, where Tyler and Saju are forced into brutal hand-to-hand combat. Tyler manages to defeat Saju. With half the city hunting for them, Tyler has to make a desperate move to keep Ovi safe. Navigating through Dhaka's maze-like alleyways, Tyler and Ovi find themselves at a hideout owned by one of Tyler's local contacts, Gaspar. They find a moment of respite in the quiet refuge, with Tyler and Ovi bonding over their shared experiences and revealing a bit more about their lives. Tyler confides in Ovi about his tragic past, the loss of his son to lymphoma, which hints at the root of his reckless disposition. Their respite, however, is short-lived. Betrayed by Gaspar, who is revealed to have cut a deal with Asif, Tyler and Ovi are cornered. In the ensuing conflict, Tyler kills Gaspar, but not without sustaining a serious gunshot wound. He barely manages to escape with Ovi, with his physical state steadily worsening. Meanwhile, Saju, driven by his desperate need to safeguard his own son, trails Ovi, hoping to ensure his safety. In a compelling turn of events, Nick, Tyler's trusted confidant, opts to return to the chaotic landscape of Dhaka, propelled by her belief in Tyler's unspoken code of loyalty. Upon her arrival, she discovers that all escape routes have been sealed off by Asif's men, rendering a car-based exit an impossibility. In these trying circumstances, Ovi and Saju, finding themselves cornered, concoct a daring plan. They set their sights on the bridge that stands as Dhaka's link to the world beyond, banking on their hope to traverse it before Asif's forces locate them. Their arrival at the bridge sets the stage for a climactic confrontation against Asif's minions and the police, all under the command of Farhad, an ambitious young boy eager to prove his worth. At this point, Tyler Rake catches up, joining the duo at the bridge. Rather than engaging in conflict with Tyler, Saju surprisingly allies himself with the mercenary, collaborating in their struggle against Asif's forces. They manage to neutralize the majority of Asif's crew, but Farhad, fueled by his desire to display his loyalty to Asif, takes a shot at Tyler, hitting him in the neck and critically wounding him. Tragically, Saju falls under the sniper fire of Asif's men before he can guarantee Ovi's escape. Despite his severe wound, Tyler musters enough strength to propel Ovi into the safety of Nick's waiting car, entreating her to speed away without him. Stranded on the tumultuous bridge, Tyler retaliates as much as he can, until his strength gives way to his injuries, resulting in a fall from the bridge into the river below. The narrative then shifts to Ovi, who safely resumes his life in Mumbai. The ordeal appears to have hardened him, as evidenced by his newfound courage to swim in the pool, an activity that once elicited fear. Meanwhile, Asif, the ruthless antagonist, meets a fitting end in a public restroom at the hands of a vengeful Nick. Fast forward a few months and we see Ovi overcoming his fear, bravely jumping off the high dive at his school's swimming pool. As he surfaces, he spots a vague figure observing him from a distance, instilling the intriguing possibility that Tyler may have survived his fall, leaving us with a tantalizing cliffhanger. Subscribe to CinemaScoop so you never miss the latest movie explanations, reviews, and analyses. Thanks for watching.